I hope you guys are following me along, and welcome to another Fruit Smasher game part 7. In this video we will learn how to create additional scenes in your game. There will be a play button. By clicking on this play button, the game will start. And if we have multiple scenes, how can we arrange them, or how can we give them order to different scenes as well? So these are the topics which we are going to learn in this video session. So open Unity, and we will be going into the scenes folder. As you can see, we have a scene, and at the start of this project we created this scene, you guys remember, and you can see which one is the active scene in the title bar here. Fruit Smasher game, that's the active scene right now. Now it is very common that one game has multiple scenes, and we can create different scenes also in our game. So in order to create the scene, we can go to the file menu and click on new scene, and it is going to ask you, do you want to create a basic built-in scene which will have a camera and the light, or you want to create an empty built-in screen? So I'm going with the default selection, which is basic built-in scene. So if I click on create scene, so a new scene will be created, and let me save this scene. You can see right now the name of this scene is untitled, which is visible in the title bar. So if I click on this save button now, so it is going to ask me what is the name of this scene. So make sure that scenes folder is active. We are in the scenes folder, and I'm going to save this scene as play game. The name of the scene is play game. So this is going to be the first scene. Whenever we play this game, whenever we load this game, this is going to be the first scene in our game. So make sure that this scene is active. Right now if you see, we are already in play game scene. So if you're not sure how to activate it, just double click here. So once you double click, this scene will be active, and in the title bar you can see which scene is the active scene. This is very important that you should confirm the scene is active, otherwise the entire work which you will be doing, it can go waste. So the scene is active right now. So again we will be creating a canvas here in the hierarchy view. After creating this canvas, we will be adding a button on it. So right click in the hierarchy view, UI, go to this UI option and then select this canvas. So the canvas is added. So couple of properties are required to be adjusted here. So render mode, it should just make sure that it is screen space overlay, which is the default settings. And the second very important option is UI scale mode. It should be set as scale with screen size. So it is going to adjust the different buttons, different options displayed on the screen according to its available width and height. So the canvas is created now. So what we can do in this scene now, we can add a button. So it is the similar way, the way we added a text field, we can add a button. We can right click on the canvas and then go to UI option and then select here button. Simple button we are going to use, and I'm going to call this button as play button. Now the button is already centered aligned, which is what we are interested in. And if I zoom in so that you can see, yeah, you can see in the game window, so this button text is button. So we need to change this text. So make sure the button is selected. You can expand this because this button has a child as a text view. So this is the text where we will be changing this text. So select this text and change this button to change this text to play game. So that is the text which will be visible on this button. You can increase the font size if you want. I'm going to make it 16 and I'm going to make it bold also. Play game. So we have created a button and now we need to create a script for this scene, which is play game scene. So we will go to the script folder again and we will be creating a new script here. Right click and add a script here. And this script is going to be so let me rename this script now because I have added this script and we need to rename this script. Right click, rename, and the name of this script is going to be play game script. So double click and open the script in order to make changes. The script is ready to edit. First of all, we will be adding one library over here, which is for scene management. So I'm writing a comment here so that you guys can see. So we will be using the using keyword here, using Unity Engine dot scene management. So this is the library which we need in order to access some built-in methods. So this library is added over here, as you can see, using Unity Engine dot scene management. Now in the start method, we need to make sure that the initial values of these two variables, tossed fruits and smashed fruits in the game manager, the initial values are set to default, which is going to be 0. So what we can do here, we can simply call it here game manager dot tossed fruit is equal to 0. These are the initial values. Game manager dot smashed fruits is equal to 0 as well. So these are the starting default values. So our game is going to start with the 0 values. That's why we need to initialize these values here in the start method. Now we will be creating one method here, and this method is going to be called when we click on the button, when we press the button. So this method is going to be public void. I'm going to call this method as btn click. So when we click on this button, this method will be called, and what we want to call, we simply wanted to change the scene. So we will move from current scene to a different scene here. So in order to move to a different scene, we can simply call it scene manager dot load scene, and the name of the scene, you should give the same name which is given as scene name. If I go back here and if we see in the scenes, the name of the scene is play game scene. So we will be giving the same name in the script. So here in double quotes, play game, that's the scene name. Just make sure that you are typing the same name, otherwise it will not work. So save this script, save your scene also, go to file and click on save button. So all these changes are saved. At this stage, if you run this game, it is directly going to start the game. You will not see this play button. So in order to bring this play button into action or as a default first screen, so we need to make some changes. We will go to the file and click on this build settings, and here you can see scenes in build. Right now you can see there are two scenes and we cannot see any scene over here. So we can give a sequence to these scenes. One way is you can add those scenes, open scenes, and the other way is you can drag and drop these scenes in this window here. So I'm going to drag and drop. So play game scene is going to be the first scene. So drag and drop this play scene. See, it will take the index number as 0. 0 is the first screen. Whenever you play a game, this 0 index scene will be loaded first. Now drag the second scene under this. Now scene Fruit Smasher game is going to be the second scene. Similarly, if we create another scene, then again we need to add that scene in the build settings also. So make sure that play game scene, which is the first scene in our game, gets the 0 index here. You can close the build setting window. Now the next part is we need to connect the click event to this button. But first of all, this canvas, which is available in play game scene, should be given the script reference. Now the script reference is this play game scene should be connected or should be referenced or should be attached to the canvas. So I'll drag and drop this play games script to the canvas over here. Let me see what's wrong with it. So if I just double click here, as you remember guys, I changed the name of this scene to play game, but this name is not reflected in the script over here. So it took the first name. We need to rename this script as well. How can we rename this script? We can double click on this script class name and right click and click on rename, and I'm going to call it here play game, and make sure that you're applying these changes over here. So the changes are applied over here. So save it and back to Unity. Now we will attach play game script to the canvas. So drag and drop. So the script has been attached to the canvas, and you can see it also. Play game script has been attached to the canvas. Now we need to connect this button also. So if I click on this play button, this button has on click event listener available over here. So simply select the play button and click on this plus icon. This is going to add runtime and none object on click event parameters. So first of all, what you will do, you can see this canvas, drag and drop this canvas on this none object option. This is going to get the script name which is attached to the canvas. Now in this script, we will go to the play game script. This is the script attached to this canvas. So inside the play game script, we have button clicked function. So this button is going to invoke, or it is going to activate this button click function. So select this one. Now you can see when we click on this button, it is going to play game button clicked function. And what is the functionality we have added over here in button click listener? In the scene manager, it should load scene with the name of the scene is play game. So this scene will be loaded, this scene will be played in our game. So save this script, save the game file and click on save button, and let's run this game now. Now once we run this game, the first screen which we are going to see is the play game scene. As you can see, the play game scene is visible here. Now if I click on this play button, the game should start. My game is not starting. It means there is an issue with the name of the game scene. So if I open the script, see the scene name is play game, and if I see my game and the scene, I made a mistake here. It should not be play game because this is going to be the first scene. It should start with this scene, which is Fruit Smasher game. So this scene should be loaded. actually my game is running fine and it is loading the same scene, which is play game. So I should give this name, Fruit Smasher game. So Control C, copy this name and delete this play game to Fruit Smasher game. So save it. Let's run the game and see the output. The first scene is loaded, which is play game. Now if I click on this play game button, it should load my actual game. See, the game is loaded perfectly fine. And yes, the game is working very fine now. So you can give it a try. I'll see you in the next video.